Looks like you've really dealt with your fair share of mean. And this has developed within you a self-belief system. It's a scar tissue. It's left a scar tissue for sure. Whether these are actual visible scars upon your body or scars that are left upon your soul, your experiences, conflicts around other people. I feel like you're somebody who was definitely bullied quite a lot, especially during your school years. I feel like I'm connecting with somebody who is still experiencing that dynamic. It's as though it's a wheel that you feel like you seem to constantly be on. The environments that you're in, you're perceiving your own flaws being visible, your scar tissue, your scars being visible to everybody else, and then that becoming more judgment of you. And so you're definitely looking at yourself from a reflection of the views of those bullies, of the views of the people whose opinion of you really doesn't matter. Now, I know what they say. There's that saying, you know, a bully's a bully because they're hurting inside. They're needing to inflict pain on other people so they can feel better, whatever that. I've heard many different ways of being able to say that, and I've even been guilty of saying it myself, and it is just something to try and help that person who is suffering, but it doesn't take away from the fact of all those wounds, that these words and these actions that other people have taken as what feels against you and how that makes you feel. The belief that that's given you about yourself and how you see yourself in the mirror, your own reflection, how you think other people see you as well. And this may have had you sort of become more of a internalized individual, fear of the judgment, not wanting to be judged, not wanting to be put into a place or an environment where you could even go home and, whether you've been judged or not, still think and believe that you have. It's difficult for you now with these wounds to be able to see past that energy in that scenario. So I'm not going to tell you to see yourself as beautiful. I'm not going to tell you to see yourself as, even with those scars, 222, even with those wounds, you are perfect as you are. Because I feel as though that you've tried to do everything you can to cover up those scars, to make them disappear. But this is what makes you you. It is what has built your character. It is what has created this version of you that you are now, albeit somebody who you think is less than what you actually are. I really strongly, like, you need to see yourself. Look at this person, the way he's looking at himself in the mirror. You can see he's trying to smile, but there is a little bit of confidence there in his smile, in his look. He's starting to appreciate what it is that he's seeing in that mirror in front of him. And this is water energy representing the emotions. So I feel like this isn't like taking a look at yourself from a deeper reflective style, if you can at all, if you are able to do that, and start to look at you from you and your perception and your lens, rather than the view of these people who have brought this conflict into your life, brought this conflict to your mind, to your emotions. The bullies. Integrity. I saw this in your pre-shuffle as well. You are somebody who moves with integrity. You are somebody who moves in a way of do unto others as you wish for them to do unto you. You. And this is not to say that you work perfectly or you operate perfectly all the time, that you don't make mistakes, that because with the Four of Cups energy and the integrity card coming out, sometimes, yes, we can say the wrong thing or take the wrong action, make the wrong choice, but it's not coming from a bad intent. The intent came from an innocent place. And then there's sometimes where we can have the wrong intent because it's coming from our hurt side. So somewhat like the bullies, and that does come back around to us. So when you operate, you're generally operating from integrity. You operate from a healthy intent, and there is an innocence about your energy, and you've got to understand that is recognized here on a universal level. 444. So Archangel Michael, if you resonate with it, but the 444, this is your protection when it comes to your stability. Okay, this is believing in the fact that you have that protection, that you are loved, that you are that you are perfect, perfectly imperfect, because it doesn't really matter what anybody else here has to say about you. No one truly knows who you are, because who you truly are at your core is who you are when you're at home by yourself and nobody's watching. The things that you do, the places that you want to go, the books that you read, the music that you listen to, when you're by yourself. What do you choose to watch? What is your choice of consumption? That's you. That's who you are. That's who you are when you're you, without the influence of anybody else in your environment. 555. I do feel like you've dealt with a lot of conflict in your life, in your environment, and even with all of that, you're transforming. You have an awakening each time, even with the mistakes that you make, and you learn and you evolve and you grow. And that's a lot that there's a lot more within that says about you than it does about these people who continue to bully you no matter who you are and what you do or where you go. So, you may look at yourself and see nothing but the scars, the wounds, 611, what's broken. But you must realize that you are still beautiful. You are still inside and out. You have your own magic. And if you're able to really look within and see you through your eyes and not the eyes of other people, you will meet yourself in a completely different way. Oh,